Hi, I'm Melissa, and this is yoga. Thank you for joining me today. I just ask that you listen to your body and do what is right for you, modify however you need to. Thank you for joining me, and let's begin. Go ahead and turn on your favorite music. We're going to begin centering ourselves in mountain pose, so take a wide stance on your mat. I'm going to rock back and forth, rooting your feet into that mat. And then start to stretch those arms out to your sides. Close your eyes and start to breathe your breath. Slowly, just noticing how you've shown up for your practice. Soften those knees so they're not locked out at all. And draw that crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Fan out those fingers. Energize the legs and the arms. And notice your breath. And if you're able, try to set not only those thoughts aside, those to-dos, and maybe even any expectations you have. And invite yourself into this present moment, noticing how the breath moves in the body. And when those thoughts distract you from noticing your own breath, acknowledge them and come back to the sound and the rhythm of your breath. Let's join those hands at your heart center, and we'll drop that chin to the chest. And we'll start to breathe just a little bit bigger. Sending that breath to the base of the spine and the upper back. Inhale, lift that chin to the center. Exhale, lift that chin to the ceiling and breathe into that front of the neck. Come on back through center. And see if you can close the lips and start to breathe that yogic breath, that ujjayi breath. Kind of sounds a bit like an ocean wave. As you're ready, we're going to stretch those arms out to the side, step those feet together, maybe big toes touch, and then sink to a chair pose. Stretch those arms out in front of you, bending those knees a little or a lot, breathing in, breathing out. Float those hands to your heart, and then if you like, take a twist to the right. So hooking that left elbow and the outside of that right thigh. Sink and breathe. Come on back through your chair pose. And then exhale and twist to the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. Come on back through center. Stretch those hands up. Sink those hips. And then exhale and fold forward. This first forward fold, let that head hang. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe take hold of opposite elbows. Bend those knees a little or a lot. And then bring those hands to the thighs and roll up. Step those feet apart, coming back to your mountain pose. Stretch those arms up and over the head. Exhale, float them to the side body. Bring those hands to your heart. And then we're going to step up to the front edge of your mat and we're going to flow through a vinyasa. So rooting those feet, sweep those arms up and over the head, little bit of a back bend. Exhale, swan dive forward, lead with that heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then find that mat and step back to a high plank. Remember, you can always support yourself with those knees on the mat. Exhale and chaturanga or lower down. And then peel up to a cobra or maybe an up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And in this first down dog, maybe you want to pedal out those feet. Bending one knee, stretching that opposite heel long. Lift those heels, bend those knees, and walk those hands to the top of the mat. Take that halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale and rise all the way up. Seal those hands at your heart center. And we're going to leave that left foot here. We're going to step back with the right. Heel toe that foot till it's parallel to the back of your mat. And then nice and easy, we're going to stretch those arms out for warrior two. Let those hands and fingers spread apart, reaching in opposite directions. As you're ready, keep that bend and reverse your warrior. Stretch that right arm down that back leg. Lift those eyes to the ceiling or maybe to that back foot. Come on back to warrior two and then right into an extended side angle. Sweep that right arm over the head. And then open back up, warrior two. Bring those hands to your heart. Lengthen that front knee and turn those left toes towards the long edge of your mat. So we're in a wide-legged stance now. You might want to heel toe those feet together. Stretch those arms out. Clasp those hands and lift that heart to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward, letting those hands fall out over the head. Breathe your breath. Release those hands, take a halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to bring those hands to the thighs, bend the knees a little, and roll up to stand. We're back in our wide-legged stance. Fan those hands out, fan those fingertips out. Breathing in, breathing out. Turn the right toes towards that edge of the mat on the right side. Stretch those arms out, warrior two. Maybe you want to heel toe those feet a little wider now. Find that warrior two. Right knee is bent. Reverse. Stretching that right arm up, left arm down that back leg. Breathe your breath. Exhale. Warrior two. Right into that extended side angle. Breathing in. And breathing out. Open back up, warrior two. And then lengthen through that front knee. Turn those toes towards that long edge of the mat. Bring those hands to your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. We'll take a horse pose here. So draw those draw those heels closer in towards one another and start to sit back. Bending those knees, and then reach those arms out like you're holding a big beach ball. Lengthen that spine, lifting that heart, lifting that chest. Sink a little lower. And then maybe lift that right heel. Exhale, lower that right heel, lift the left heel. Stay. Breathe. And then lower that other heel. Lift both heels. Exhale, lower them back down. Breathe. And then inhale and stretch those arms up and overhead. Lengthen those legs. Float those hands to the side body. Step those feet in together. Hands to the heart center. We'll come back to our chair pose. So sink, lift those arms, and let's take that twist to the right. That prayer twist. See how that feels now that we're a little bit warmer. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, come on back through center. Exhale, twist left. Lengthen that spine. Sink those hips closer to the mat. As you're ready, come on back for that chair pose. Smile on your face, and then fold over those thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root down into those feet, rise all the way back up. Float those hands to your heart. Step up to that front edge of the mat. And I want you to notice your heart rate. Notice your breath. And be here. Be present in your practice. Let all that other stuff go. As you're ready, root those feet down. Big breath in, sweep those arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. And step back to a high plank pose. And from this high plank, we're going to come onto that right side. So we can tip over onto the right edge of that right foot. Or we can drop that right knee for a supported side plank. Stretch that left arm up, lift that left hip, maybe lift that left leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Stay. Exhale, come through to your center plank. Now take that support on the left or tip over onto that left edge side of that left foot for your side plank. Stretch that top leg up. Breathing in, breathing out. Exhale, come through to your center plank. And then exhale, down dog. Pedal out those feet. Raise that right leg, bend that right knee, and stack that right hip on top of the left. Breathing in, breathing out. Exhale, draw that right knee to the nose. Kick it back up. And then exhale, step that right foot forward. Raise that right arm. Float that right hand down. down. Come on up, warrior one. Stretch those arms up. Exhale, float those hands behind the back. Proud warrior. Fold in, humble warrior. Float those hands to frame that right foot, and then step that right foot back. Find your downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet, and then lower those knees, sink those hips, child's pose. Feel that stretch in the low back, stacking the fists, and resting the forehead there, or putting the forehead right on the mat, your choice. As you're ready, climb your way back up to downward facing dog. Stretch that left leg high, bend that left knee, stack that left hip on top of the right, and then lengthen that left leg, draw that left knee into the nose, kick it back up. Exhale, step it forward. Raise that left arm. Taking your twist. Lower that left hand down. Spin that right foot down. Warrior one. Sinking those hips, lifting those arms. Exhale, float those hands behind the back. Lift the heart. And fold forward, proud warrior. Humble warrior. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhale, float those hands to frame that foot. Step that left foot back to meet the right. Pedal out those feet. And then come forward to a high plank pose. Bend those elbows and lower down to the mat. Take those feet, clear the edges of the mat, stack the hands up. Breathe in, breathe out. As you're ready, bring the tops of the feet to the mat. And press those feet into the mat. Knees automatically lift. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Hug those arms in. Nose, chin, and chest lift. Exhale, lower down. Drag those hands back to the tops of the ribs. Press up and back through a child's pose. And in this child's pose, let's walk those hands out in front if you're able. Stretching those arms long. Walk those hands to the right. Stay low. And then walk those hands to the left. Come back through center. And we'll come up to a hero's pose for a moment. And just sitting back on those heels. Draw that spine up nice and tall. Hands resting in the lap. Notice your breath. Breathe. Letting go of all of those things that don't serve you. That negative self-talk. Rehashing those past mistakes. Just breathe it out. Breathe in the present moment. When you're ready, find your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right leg. Stretch those arms long. Stretch that left heel long. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that right knee and stretch it behind that right wrist crease. Send that left leg long. And come to your half pigeon, folding in. Resting on those forearms, resting on those palms, or floating that forehead down to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften that jaw. Soften that hip crease. As you're ready, walk those hands back up. Come on to that right hip and swing that left leg all the way in front. Swing that right leg all the way in front. We'll take a forward fold here, so flex those feet. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, fold. Breathe into the back of the legs and that spine. And then walk those hands back up. Bend those knees. And we're going to come to Navasana or boat pose. So you can keep those feet rooted on the ground and start to recline with a flat back, or you can lift those feet and stretch those arms out to the side. Bending the knees or straightening the knees, your choice. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, lower those knees and round over those knees. And as you're ready, cross those ankles and roll forward into your table and then downward facing dog. As you're ready, lift that left leg, stretch that right heel long. Exhale, lower and draw that left knee behind that left wrist crease. Coming into your half pigeon on this side. Settling in. Releasing through that jaw and that left hip crease. As you're ready, walk those hands back up. Come into that staff pose, lengthening those legs out in front. And then when you're ready, sweeping those arms up and folding forward. Breathe. And walk those hands back up. Bend those knees. And we'll practice that boat pose once more. Lift those feet. Stretch those arms out. Lengthen those knees or keep a nice little bend and let those shins be parallel to the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhale, cross those legs and pause. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you're ready, uncross the legs, roll forward, and then go ahead and find your way onto your back body. Stretch those legs long, stretch those arms long. And then draw those knees into the chest. Peel that forehead up. And drop those knees over to the left. And stretch that right arm long. Settle that right shoulder close to the mat. Come back through the center. Draw those knees to the chest. Peel that forehead up. And drop those knees over to the right. Stretch that left arm long. Look left. Come back through center. Stretch those legs long. Stretch those arms long. Let that head move from side to side. And just settle into your rest. Savasana. As you're ready, roll on to your favorite side and just rest. I'd like to share with you one of my favorite quotes from Anne Voskamp. Busy is a choice. Stress is a choice. Joy is a choice. Choose well. Use the strength in your arms and come up to that tall spine. And we'll close our eyes, bringing those hands to our heart center. Take a big breath in and a long, slow breath out. And I bow to you and say thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. Thank you. Have a great day.